All right, good day, scholars. Today we're going to modify our mole mash game here in our game gallery a little bit further. So if we go to the mole mash screen that you created, this should work already. He should kind of pop around the screen. And when you click on him or touch him on the tablet, the score should go up. And when you hit reset, it should reset the score. So if we look at our code here, we have two procedures that are called upon. We got the move mole one, we got the update score one. We also have a timer, we have a reset button, and we have the event handler for when the mole is touched and what happens with that. We're going to enhance this quite a bit today. The first thing I want to do is I'd like for you to go and find a background, like maybe a grass background or a dirt background here. So if we just go to images and I do, let's do dirt background because it'll be harder to see him. Dirt background. Just find one you like. It can be dirt, it can be grass, it can be literally anything you want. I don't really care on that matter. I'm just gonna pick a quick one. I'm gonna go with this one real quick. It has watermarks on it. I'm gonna go with this one. And I'm gonna take a quick screenshot of it so it's about the same size as my background, as the tablet I'm gonna be working on, so it doesn't get smushed too bad. You could just download the original image, but it'll smush it. Otherwise, you'll have to open up Photoshop or some other program and crop it a little bit. So I'm going to upgrade the background here. Let's upload the file I just took. Mine's on my desktop here. I've got a lot of Photoshop things going on. There it is. I'll upload it. So there's my background. Again, I didn't do it the perfect shape, so it's a little smush, but it'll work. Again, you can always change stuff to make it look better later. Next, what we're going to be doing, we need to add a few things. We need to add like one thing, really. I want to add a text-to-speech component, and you'll see why we have that later. So I'm going to grab text-to-speech, put it right there. There we go. And then we're going to go into our blocks, and we're going to change some code, and we're going to add a lot of code. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to initialize a few more variables. So we have our score that changes. I'm also going to add a few more variables here. I'm going to add a speed variable, which will control the speed of our mole here, and I'm going to add a level count variable because I want to be able to change the level that it's on, right? I want to make it harder as the player progresses. So I'm going to make the initial speed 10. I'm going to make the initial level count 1, right? I forgot one thing. We need to add another label to the designer actually. We need a level count label so the user know what level it is. Let's go to layout. I'm going to add a quick horizontal arrangement here. I'm going to make the width or the height of it actually 5%. I'm going to put score here, and I'm going to add another label right next to it. And again, you can make this look better later. I'm not super worried about it at the moment. So I'm going to put level. I'm going to make these bold too to make it easier for the user to read. All right, so now I have my level label. Let's go back here. The next thing I want to change, the next thing I want to enhance kind of is I want to make the mole move a little bit more naturally, at least as natural as a digital mole can move. I'm fine with none of this. I need to get rid of all this. So I'm just going to click delete, and I'm going to change some stuff. So I'm going to go to our mole, and I'm going to change the mole heading. All right, that's where the mole's pointing. And I'm going to grab the mole speed. That's how fast our mole is moving. All right. And for the random, for the heading, I'm fine with the random integer being from 1 to 360 degrees because that's what it's calculating as degrees. So whenever the move mole procedure is called upon, it's going to move the mole to a random direction, essentially 1 to 360 degrees. The speed, on the other hand, I want it to be set to whatever the variable speed is. So I'm going to have it grab that variable. So it's going to get the speed. All right. The next thing we're going to do, so we have the update score. We need to add we need another procedure. We're going to add another procedure that's called update level. Right. And all it's going to do is it's going to update our, I'm going to duplicate this to make it easier on me. It's going to update our label 1, which it should be called level label. That's the way it's easier to code. So our level label text to level is going to get the level count. All right. So there's our 3 procedures. All right. That's all we need for our procedures at the moment. Let's add another procedure. We're going to add a different procedure. We're going to make a reset procedure because we're going to call upon the reset procedure quite a bit actually. So let's go to procedures. Let's add a 4th procedure. We're going to call this one reset. And we're going to have it do the same thing that the reset button does. But we're going to add some more into there. So we're going to add the global score, the level count, and the speed. So global score, level count, and we need speed as well. And we want the reset button to reset them to their initials, right? So the score initially was 0, the level count initially is 1, and the speed initially is 10, right? Because that's what we have up here. Yeah. So we also wanted to call upon the labels too, right? We wanted to call upon the update level procedure, so it updates the label as well. And we want to call upon the update score procedure as well. So that's what our reset button is going to do. We can go ahead and get rid of this because we're going to replace when the reset button is clicked, it's going to call on the reset. And it's going to, every time the reset's called upon, it's going to do all this stuff. All right, so we've got that. The next thing I want to add is we have our timer here. I'm actually going to change our timer from 1,000 milliseconds to 3,000. So every 3 seconds it calls upon our timer. This will make, you can change that back if you don't like the way it runs, but I think it works better with a clock of a 3-second timer. And we're going to add another event handler from the mole sprite. So when the mole sprite reaches the edge of the screen, we want it to call upon the move mole procedure. All right, so every time the mole hits the side of the screen, right, it's going to do this. All right. That way, it's not just bumping up against the side of the wall. It's changing its direction away from the wall, hopefully. All right. So after that, we need to update our touched event, and this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. So I'm going to do that in the next video, so I don't run out of time here. But so far, we have our 4 procedures here. The reset's calling upon the reset procedure. When the edge is reached for the mole, it calls upon the move mole procedure. And when the timer clicks every 3 seconds, it calls upon the move as well. The update, score, and level will come in the next video.